Good evening. It's been a chilly day here at Florida State and all around the Big Bend today, and it's only going to get a whole lot chillier as we go through the week.
Yeah, it was actually weird. Our high temperature that we saw today was seen around midnight, so that's pretty rare. You don't really see that that much.
I'm meteorologist Jonathan Bellis.
And I'm meteorologist Melanie Steinberg.
And the temperatures are going to fall through the next couple of hours. It's going to be a long night in terms of temperatures in the free fall. We're going to get those clouds out of the way, and those temperatures are going to keep on going.
Yeah, and even though the sun's going to be out tomorrow, the temperatures aren't going to be feeling that much warmer. There's going to be some pretty gusty winds, cool temperatures, keeping our temperatures relatively cold.
Yeah, and there's a second push coming in about a day or so, and that's going to bring in a really cold Arctic air mass straight from Canada. It's going to bring our highs on Thursday into the low 40s.
Yeah, so if you're not a fan of the cold, I'm sorry, it's going to be sticking around for the next few days. However, when we get into the weekend, temperatures will start to pick back up.
Yeah, we've got 70s in the forecast.
Yeah, 70s for your next week and in Sunday.
Yeah, so once you get to those temperatures in the 40s on Thursday, we're going to climb 30 degrees through the better part of the weekend. So on Sunday, we're talking about temperatures in the mid-70s, right?
Yeah, in the mid-70s, but taking it back to Thursday, if you're a morning person like I am, lows are going to be in the mid-20s, so we're definitely going to have to bundle up.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a couple of days to get through that cold air, but it's a lot colder up north. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but Becca's got more on an overview around the show.
Hey guys, we are currently sitting at 46 degrees, and we do have a little bit of rain that's left over from today, but it doesn't look like it's going to carry on through the night. Satellite, there's all that rain that we saw today, but as you can see, that is moving out, which is great, and that is bringing this clearing right behind it, and that is associated with the cold front passing that we saw, which is dropping our temperatures. Looking at the greater picture, you see all down here what we had earlier today. That is what moved out, and looking at the northeast over here, they are getting blasted again with snow. And today, what we're going to be doing, sunny skies for the rest of the week, another cold front moving in, which is going to bring our temperatures in to the lower 20s, yes, 20s. But we will have a warmer weekend coming up. Tonight, 32 degrees, just hitting that freezing mark, cloudy skies, 20% chance of rain. So we're going to send it back to the desk.
Thank you, Becca. Yeah, there is a few chance for some showers tonight, but the north has been seeing quite a significant amount of snow.
And it's really not even that far north. We're talking about the Tennessee line with Kentucky. They saw in some places around Kentucky and actually across 5 states, they saw more than a foot of snow.
Yeah, they also got a lot of sleet too, but I know Pikeville in Kentucky, they got up to 14 inches of snow.
Yeah, heading a little bit farther south. This winter storm really got all the way down into parts of Arkansas, down into Louisiana this morning. We actually had a little bit of sleet here in Florida this morning as well.
We did, really? Where was that?
That was in Fort Walton Beach, and it didn't accumulate. It's still too warm for that, but it's nice to see every once in a while to see that rain bouncing.
Yeah, and it's good that we clarified it as sleet, because sometimes telling the difference between snow and sleet is not the easiest.
Yeah, so across some places they've got 2 inches of sleet on the ground, not here in Florida, but up in Arkansas and as well as up in Tennessee and Union City, they had about 3 inches of sleet on the ground still.
It's pretty impressive, but now we're going to bring it more back home to the local with Shane.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we didn't get to see any sleet here in Tallahassee today, but it was cold out there. The temperatures started out warm and kept dropping. Currently, it's dropped down to 46 degrees, and there are some light showers across the region, so don't shelve that umbrella yet. Hang on to it for just a few more hours, and then you can get rid of it. We promise it's going to be clear for the days to follow. But taking our gaze around our neighbors right now, Quincy's already down at 41 degrees, 45 there in Bainbridge, and 47 in Apalachicola. So we're sitting pretty uniformly in the 40s throughout the Big Bend region right now, and under quite a thick deck of clouds. Here's we've got our satellite and radar in sync. We see those showers that moved through the region earlier today and brought us quite a somewhat miserable, gray, and dreary day throughout the region, but that is pushing out now for the most part. Those showers are dissipating, but the winds are turning to come out of the north right now, and these are going to be a big factor in our temperatures over the next few days. The winds at 7 miles per hour out of the northeast in Tallahassee, similarly in Bainbridge, and the big part that these winds are going to play is the temperature we're going to experience over the next few days. Here, uniformly across the panhandle, the winds are coming out of the north, and that's going to push all that cold air that's up there in the north, bringing them snow and sleet into our region. Check out these bright shades of blue tomorrow morning, warming back up during the day, but not much, because these winds stay out of the northeast, and they keep forcing that cold air to hang around our region. While that ridge dominates and a bubble of high pressures over our region, the skies will be sunny, but that cold air is definitely going to be noticed. It's about time to break out those heavy jackets once again. So is it a good day to take out the boat? Not especially. We've even got a small craft advisory issued for the waters around Appalachia Bay south of Tallahassee here, and that basically just means it's going to be rough out there. So if you were thinking of boating for pleasure, maybe put that off for a few more days, because it's going to remain sunny and we can hold out just until the water gets calmer and a little less choppy. Tonight it's going to get down to 32 degrees. That is exactly freezing, and if you've got an early class tomorrow morning like I do, you're going to want that heavy jacket, maybe a scarf and a hat, because throughout the day we're only going to climb to 58 degrees. And that doesn't sound too bad, but it's going to be breezy, like those northerly winds I was talking about earlier are going to make it feel pretty blustery tomorrow, and you don't want to be caught out in that without your heavy winter gear, trust me, I know. So here's those clear skies we've been talking about. 47 degrees is going to be our high on Thursday. That blast of Arctic air is really going to start affecting us then. And the clouds begin building in as we climb up into the 70s for the weekend with lows in the 50s. Now Becca's going to turn our gaze around to the whole southeast.
That's right, Shane. And look what that cold front did to the temperatures around the region. We saw a drop in temperature by 18 degrees in the past 24 hours. Montgomery, Alabama even saw 26-degree change. That is a lot with that cold front. Cold front right here, all the moisture that we saw right today, all right here associated with the cold front. And as that passes, you start to see a clearing in the sky. And that is what's going to bring in the less moisture. Notice I said less moisture, not dry air. It is going to be moist, which is what we saw today. And then right behind that cold front, that's where it is less moist. And currently right here in Tallahassee, 46, Orlando, 67, and down in Miami, 80 degrees. That is a big difference between Tallahassee and Miami, and that shows you just the drastic temperatures that we can see throughout the state of Florida. Currently in the southeast, dew points really not too bad. 25 in Montgomery, 43 in Tallahassee. Down further south, it's a lot more moist with 61 in their dew points. Current winds coming out of the north, strong winds that are associated with that cold front. Cold fronts bring in the northwest winds, which is what we're seeing here, 12 miles per hour in Montgomery. That is a lot of wind. Futurecast, you see that cold front that moved right through us today, and that is going to bring in a cooling trend. But we have another cold front that will be moving into the area closer to Thursday, Friday, where it's going to see a big drop in temperatures. Blustery cold, you're definitely going to want to bring jackets throughout the rest of the week. That Arctic blast will make its way through starting on Wednesday evening. We start to see a little bit of the temperature changes, but we really see that cold front moving in on Thursday. Thursday, everyone needs to bring a jacket. It's going to be so cold. It's Arctic is the exact word for that. Tonight's forecast, Tallahassee, we're going to be at freezing, 32 degrees. In Montgomery, 27. Atlanta, 29. Miami, you're cooling down to 64. I wish I was down there because 32 is not very appealing to me at all. So tomorrow's forecast, pretty sunny day, sunny all around the region. 58 in Tallahassee, 39 up in Topio. In Montgomery, 54. Really mild temperatures for the rest of the region. Current temperatures, 46 degrees. Light rain, not too much to talk about. All right, guys, look at you.
Well, there is actually a lot to talk about up towards the north. There's a lot of places up north that still have the ice on all the trees and the power lines, that sort of thing. And with this cold front coming through tonight, and a second one coming through on Wednesday, that's going to bring in a lot of winds behind that.
Yeah, it's going to bring in more colder temperatures, so it may not give the chance for the ice to thaw, it may not give a chance for the snow to melt, so it may be sticking around, making travel pretty hard for the next couple days.
Yeah, a lot of places from Tennessee southward where that ice really accumulated are really worried about the power outages because those trees are going to come down in that wind.
Yeah, so if you are traveling up north, planning on traveling to Georgia, Alabama, Missouri, or Tennessee this weekend, you may want to take it careful.
Even here, it's going to be extremely cold, especially on Thursday, where temperatures, again, are only going to get into the 40s, and that wind is really going to bite you tomorrow.
Yeah, but right now we're going to take it to a national with Shane.
Thanks, guys. Travel really has been treacherous across the region over the last day and a half, and those cold temperatures around have really been indicating the wintry weather that has been engulfing much of the eastern half of the U.S. It's currently 31 degrees in Memphis, just a little bit cooler, 34 in Birmingham. They're actually above freezing finally. 10 degrees up in Minneapolis and 22 out there in Boston. So a large portion of the country is enjoying or possibly regretting these sub-freezing temperatures. And with all those winds, it's really dropping the temperature. Sub-zero in Minneapolis, 7 degrees below, 7 above in Detroit, and a wind chill of 26 out there in Memphis. So that Arctic air is really fueling the wintry weather that we are taking a look at right now. When we get out of the way of the big system, we've got that cold front that is dropping our temperatures down here in the southeast, followed by the second system that's bringing snow across the central heartland right now. Let's take a look at the northeast, though. This is the northern end of the front that's been dropping our temperatures. And Boston is still getting snowed upon. It seems like every Tuesday when we come out here to do winter weather, they're getting another dose of the white stuff. And with all that accumulated snow across the northern part of the region, they are really not looking forward to more. Out to the west, though, well, they're getting another bound of snow showers that have moved across Nebraska from Lincoln down into Kansas City into the Missouri region, with a few light sprinkles of snow near Des Moines, and another round of snow coming off of the Great Lakes into Michigan there. That's the lake effect snow there, that is. Oops, so let me step back just a little bit. We want to take a look at these winter weather advisories that are going on across a lot of the unusual parts of the country to see them. This swath of purple from Kansas through Missouri, Tennessee, all the way into the Carolinas, that is one huge winter weather advisory, and that is associated with that system that was really dumping snow and sleet and ice on Nashville. Some people had to stay in hotels because they couldn't make their full commute to and from work. It was that dangerous out there. So taking a look at what the temperatures are going to do, well, here we're going to see where the Arctic blast really dips down into our region and causes a significant drop in our temperatures. We've been hyping the winter weather wear you're going to need. Really break that out if you're in North Florida with us here at FSU. And anywhere to our north, those sub-freezing temperatures can't be pleasant. And that big Arctic air mass is going to stick around throughout the early hours of Friday morning. We've got quite a chill in store for the continental U.S. Check that out, negative 10 degrees in Minneapolis as we approach the weekend. That is a really cold temperature, and we don't want to be seeing any more of that, so be prepared until we finally warm up in the spring. Going to be negative 7 tonight in Minneapolis, 6 in Kansas City. 32 degrees in Tallahassee isn't looking too bad compared to those temperatures, and warming up tomorrow to 0 degrees Fahrenheit in Minneapolis, 58 in Dallas, nearly 80 degrees there in Phoenix. Bringing it back home, John's got a discussion on what we're seeing in the capital city.
It was comparatively warm for what we will be seeing over the next couple of days. We've been stuck at 46 degrees here in Tallahassee over the last 3 or 4 hours due to all that cloud cover. Just out towards the west, you can see the colors starting to turn blue out there. That's where the clouds are starting to dissipate, and that's where the temperatures are also starting to fall out west. And that's where they had the sleet today, but we were warm enough where it's been all rain throughout this afternoon. Lots of clouds pushing through the area, and as the radar catches up here, we had plenty of rainfall, mainly across the southern parts of our area. Some light to moderate showers throughout this afternoon, totaled up to about a half an inch across most of our viewing area. A couple of showers will be passing through the overnight hours tonight, and then there's an extra kick coming in early tomorrow morning, mainly before sunrise. So don't worry about that too much, except for the early morning commute. But these clouds are finally going to shove out of our area. You can see this little line here as it comes into focus. That's the difference between those very thick clouds that keep all the heat in and the lighter clouds that are going to allow that heat to go up into space. So as these thicker clouds get out of our way, that's going to be the time where those temperatures are going to start to drop, and they're going to drop pretty quickly during the overnight hours until just before sunrise, when an extra kick will come in, and I'll get to that kick later in the show. But for now, look at all this moisture that is right on top of Tallahassee going up into the Carolinas. The rain has stopped, that snow has stopped up towards the north, and that's pushed out into the Atlantic. And that's going to be the case for the next about 48 hours, and then they have a secondary system coming in for the weekend up north. But for now, that cool front is going to head on south, bringing in a moderate squall line actually for parts of Fort Myers over towards the Space Coast, and that's going to continue to go down towards the south. The clouds are going to go down towards the south as well. Behind that, we have windy conditions. That's going to be the main story for tomorrow before that next cool front arrives. We're going to be talking about winds 20 to 30 miles an hour ahead of that cool front, and then we're really going to feel it as we head into Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. Those temperatures really pick up behind this next cold front, and the temperatures are going to drop again Thursday afternoon. We're probably only going to make it into the mid 40s, possibly into the upper 30s for some spots, only making it up into the upper 30s up in Georgia for some of these locations. And then Friday morning, we're going to be talking about temperatures in the low to mid 20s for most of our locations, right around freezing, even down towards the coast. If you're heading out on the water, it's going to be a choppy visit down there. Small craft advisory out until Thursday. Rough waters here, waves 4 to 6 feet. Wait until the weekend, because that's when those waves are going to come down. 32 degrees for those early morning temperatures. No worries about snow here. That rain is going to be gone by the time we reach those freezing temperatures, but the sun will return as we head through tomorrow. And the week ahead looks cold for Thursday and Friday, and then we head back up into the 70s, near 75, as we head into Sunday and possibly into late day on Sunday as well, warming up before the next cool front. But for now, we're going to head back to the desk with more weather information.
Thanks, John. Those chilly temperatures remind us of some weather history facts for this day in weather history today.
Yeah, in 1936, the temperature in McIntosh, South Dakota plunged to 58 below zero.
Wow, that sounds cold even compared to those temperatures we were reading off the national map.
I wouldn't even want to go anywhere near where they see temperatures at negative 58.
Indeed, that's not just unpleasant, it can be hazardous. Now, looking forward in history a little bit, we saw in 1958, the greatest snowstorm of the mid-20th century, or so it's been called, struck the Northeast with 30 inches of snow in interior New England and upstate New York.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of snow.
Yeah, even compared to the snowy winter they've been seeing this season, that was quite a lot of snow, which there isn't much of around Florida, which Melanie's going to tell us more about now.
Thank you, Shane. Yeah, compared to yesterday, right now in Tallahassee, we have already dropped 18 degrees compared to 24 hours ago. Panama City has dropped 21, Dothan has dropped 26, and the temperatures are just going to be continuing to drop as we make our way through the overnight hours. 46 in Tallahassee, 40 in Dothan. Those cooler temperatures, those low 40s, high 30s, that is just indicating what's going to be coming around in our area. Here's the cold front that passed through our area today, still giving some of our eastern counties, Taylor County, Lafayette County, some of our rain, maybe a couple pop-up showers here in Leon, in the big capital city, and that's just going to be keeping our overnight hours into the morning. With this cold front, it really brought a lot of moisture, seen by the greens on your screen, but behind it we're going to be seeing that drier, damper air. Zooming in, we've seen a lot of rain today in Tallahassee and Valdosta. Some places have even seen up to an inch, and now that rain is starting to make its way towards Jacksonville, Ocala, Gainesville, Orlando, so the rain is really cycling through the Sunshine State today. It's even hitting towards South Florida. Vero Beach, though, and Coral Springs are making lucky places. They're not getting affected by the rain as much. A few pop-up showers in Miami, but the southern part of Florida is mostly clear. Behind this cold front, though, we're going to be cooling down a little bit. There is this other front to the northeast that is going to be making its way into our area Thursday, but tomorrow we're going to be seeing pretty blustery winds, so there's going to be colder temperatures. The sun is going to be out, but it's going to feel colder because we're going to be seeing wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, so make sure you are prepared for that. We're going to have a clear night Wednesday night, cooler temperatures, and then this cold front is going to make its way into our area Thursday, and that's going to be giving us an Arctic blast. Thursday is going to be a very chilly day. But wait, tomorrow for waking up, we're going to start really cold, 36 degrees, near freezing temperatures. The clouds are going to be clearing. By lunchtime, the sun is going to come out. The breeze is going to be picking up, so it's going to be 49, but it is going to feel colder due to that wind chill. So make sure to dress for the warmth. And by sunset, it is going to be 50 degrees. Looking tonight, though, we're sitting at 32 in Tallahassee, a little bit warmer towards the south, but they are going to start to get those cold temperatures once the cold front makes its way through their area. Tomorrow, 58 in Tallahassee, 60 in Pensacola. The sun is going to be out and shining, but the temperatures are going to feel a little bit cooler due to the winds that are affecting their area. But right now, we're going to take it to John for a more broad look of what's going on.
Yeah, we don't have to go too much farther north to see those colder temperatures. We had some sleet here around over the West Florida panhandle today, around the Destin area. They had a couple of splatters of that sleet out west, but rain down towards the south. The main story is going to be up north, though, with a couple of flurries falling across the Dakotas today, falling down into Missouri, and that's going to really transition to a couple of inches of snow on top of the foot of snow they already have in Kentucky and parts of northern Tennessee, and then Boston's still socked in with that snow as well. The main story, again, going to be that snowfall on top of what they've already seen. Temperatures are going to become the main story as we head into the middle part of this week. As the next Arctic air mass, you can kind of see the delineation here between the warm air here in Oklahoma and Tennessee, or Oklahoma and Texas, and then the colder air up towards the north. Still snowing in Kansas City, also very cold and snowing in Minneapolis, and this is going to take its dive towards the south during the day tomorrow. They've already had, again, upwards of a foot of snow, 14 inches north of Bowling Green. Mainly rural areas out here, but some parts near Charleston, down towards southern West Virginia, seeing, again, upwards of a foot of snow. There were 5 states that still have a foot of snow, and there was actually some sleet involved in that. You see this pink line here. That's where some places are still seeing a lot of ice on the trees there. That sleet's still on the ground in North Carolina, upward into Virginia, and that's going to continue to be there because it's going to be quite cold. And this is part of the reason that we're going to see maybe some additional snowfall over the next day or so. We have the jet stream in place across the northern tier of the country. There's an extra kick in here that's really going to kick a lot of energy across the upper parts of the southeast from Memphis up into Kentucky. Here's what it looks like on radar here. Here's that kick. You can follow it through Kansas City heading towards Joplin and St. Louis. This is going to continue off towards the east during the overnight hours, again bringing a couple of inches of snowfall across the Ohio River Valley. And across most of the upper Midwest, they've really cleared out, but across Michigan, down into Indiana, the lake effect snow machine has really kicked in there. A couple of inches affected there across that region. And heading off towards the south, off towards the east first, really, you got to replace the name Boston with buried there because they still haven't had any sort of break from that snowfall. Boston, really the only place on the map across the northeast that's really still getting those flurries out there. A couple of inches expected there, but really across the south and east, really clear, considering they've had a lot of snowfall. Again, here's that extra kick. What the impacts here, seeing again 4 inches of snow. This is a winter weather advisory here for Tennessee, Kentucky, and across parts of North Carolina. The wind is going to be the main story across the northern tier. These are wind chill advisories for wind chills well below zero for most of these areas. And then down south, we have to talk about the freezes here across the south. Everything here in blue. This is a hard freeze watch here. These are temperatures well below 27 degrees across most of these areas. A lot of this is really going to fill in before we get into Thursday and Friday. That's when the coldest air is going to be arriving here. Watch this cold air from Minneapolis tonight at -7 degrees, dropping through tomorrow. They're actually going to cool off for tomorrow. That's an upside down day for most of the upper Midwest. -11 is all they have to look forward to tomorrow night up in the Midwest. But now we're going to look off towards the weather desk here for a lot more weather information.
Thanks, John. With those bitterly cold temperatures that are going to be affecting our region, we're talking lower 20s. We want to remind everyone to be safe when it gets that chilly outside.
Yes, we definitely do. You want to remember your pets, plants, pipes, and people. Everyone's got to dress warm. Your pipes got to be covered. You don't want those freezing because I like hot water. And if they're frozen, I don't get hot water.
Yep, and your pets don't want to be left outside, especially because they will suffer through the cold, as will plants. At least we don't have to worry about them. But if you've got any crops in your backyard or little windowsill plants, those could definitely be killed off by this cold snap. And of course, your people, if you're in charge of younger children, make sure they dress warmly because it is going to be a bitter cold one for the bus stop tomorrow morning.
Exactly. So we're going to take it back outside for one more local look.
Thank you, Becca. Yeah, the coldest air isn't even going to be seen till Thursday, so we got to be careful of that. Right now, though, we're sitting 46 in Tallahassee. Overcast. The showers are starting to make their way out of our area, but there is a chance for that pop-up shower. So if you do have any Mardi Gras Tuesday night plans, make sure to accompany for the cold, the clouds, and possibly the rain. This is the cold front. We saw all this rain earlier in our area today. Now the rain is finally starting to clear out. The clouds, however, are being left in our area, and they're going to be left left up until tomorrow night, or tomorrow actually. The clouds will be clearing out tomorrow, and the temperatures are going to be dropping with the clouds' departure. Right now, though, 46 in Tallahassee, 41 in Quincy, 43 in Carabel, mid-40s all around, as the temperatures are going to be continuing to drop as we make our way into the overnight hours. And now the dew points are starting to fall too. 41 in Tallahassee, 37 in Quincy. These yellow colors is just indicative of indicating that drier air is on the way. So these higher dew points, the moist air is making its way out of our area, and it's going to be replaced with the drier air. And this can be seen more clearly on our water vapor map. The green is all this moist air that was affected today with the cold front, but then once it makes its way out of our area, we're going to be seeing that drier air, sunnier conditions cooling down. We're going to be seeing cool temperatures tonight into tomorrow, and then there's this other cold front that's going to be making its way into our area. But along with those cold temperatures tomorrow, there is going to be gusty winds. It's going to be very blustery. The winds gusts could be up to 25 miles per hour. So accounting with the cold, you also got to account for the winds, and that's going to make it feel colder than it actually is. Wednesday night, very clear night. Thursday morning, though, this cold front is going to be passing through. We're going to be seeing Thursday night lows in the 20s, and it's going to be struggling to reach out of the 40-degree mark for your Thursday afternoon. Arctic blast, very cold air is making its way into our area. Tomorrow, though, because of those gusty winds, there is a small craft advisory in effect until your Thursday morning. The waters are going to be rough, so it may not be the best day to get out and get boating, and it's going to be the same story for the beach as well. Tonight, though, near freezing temperatures, 32 degrees in Tallahassee, a little bit warmer towards the coast. There is that 20% chance of rain, so again, if you have any Mardi Gras plans, be careful to accompany for the rain. Tomorrow, the clouds are going to be clearing out of our area, 58 in Tallahassee, and because the winds are going to be so breezy, it's going to feel a little bit cooler than that, so make sure to have those layers and be ready for that. But if you want to plan your day, it's going to be slowly getting warmer throughout the day, but again, not much warmth is in the forecast up until our weekend. We're going to have a cold Thursday and Friday, so make sure to bundle up, bundle the kids up. The rain chance is going to be back Sunday and Monday, but our weekend is getting relatively warm. We're getting back in the 70-degree temperature, so if you don't like the cold, you don't have to hold on to it much longer because the warm temperatures are going to be back. Are you guys excited for that weekend?
Thanks, Melanie. It is going to be a beautiful weekend, that's for sure, and an excellent one to watch some Seminoles basketball.
Yeah, especially because tomorrow, look at that, it's going to be in the 20s for the lows. So why not go and sit inside and watch the Seminoles take on Boston College at 9 p.m.?
Yeah, at least that's being played indoors at the Tucker Civic Center, because I would not want to be outside for that game. Dark and breezy and cold, it's just not going to be a great one to be outside. So be sure to be planned accordingly.
Yeah, but I definitely cannot wait till the weekend when it is back in the 70s. That is my kind of temperature.
Oh yeah, that's going to be beautiful. That's when everyone's going to want to get outside. 70 degrees Saturday, 73 Sunday. Barely a chance of rain in the forecast. That's going to be excellent. So if you like us, you can follow us on twitter.com/FSU Weather, or like us on Facebook, watch anytime at livestream.com, or on YouTube, or like us on Instagram. So that's all we've got for this Tuesday night edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Shane Pendleton.
And I'm student meteorologist Rebecca Bennett. Thank you for watching, and have a great night.
We'll be with you all week as the cold air begins to move through the region, and we'll keep you posted if things look like it's going to get too cold. And if you get any interesting photos of the effects of the cold weather on Tallahassee, be sure to send them our way. We'll see you tomorrow evening.